Namaste all. Welcoming you all to Arya Samaj Foundation DAV Group of Schools Health and Wellness Initiatives interactive webinar on empowering success, a parent's blueprint for stress-free exam preparation with emphasis on board exams. To introduce the speaker, it's my privilege to introduce Mrs. Jyoti Kolathur, an accomplished psychologist, senior counselor at the DAV Group of Schools, who specializes in general and relationship counseling, career guidance, soft skills, suicide prevention, and addressing adolescent issues. With a compassionate touch, she navigates individuals and families through challenges, fostering resilience. She is a CBT trained professional whose expertise extends to career counseling, and she's also the founder member of Tamil Nadu Career Counseling Association. She incorporates mindfulness, creating a holistic approach to mental well-being. Over to Jyoti ma'am for this interactive session.
Thank you, Dr. Preeti. Thank you, Arya Samaj and Mindcare team for organizing this webinar. Namaste, parents. Namaste, children. Am I audible?
Yeah, namaste, madam. You are audible.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yes. Okay. So this is for the kids and for the parents as well. So board exams is around the corner. So board exam plus any exam, annual exams so yeah. So mostly we will be touching upon how and where this anxiety and stress comes from and how we can handle it. Okay. So if students are here, can you answer this question to me? So when I say exam or board exam or any exam, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind first? You can type or you can answer. Exam சொன்னோனே என்ன மைண்டுக்கு வரும்? படிக்கணும்ல? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If parents can also answer this. There are some things which will come to your mind, right? It can be a one-word answer.
Fear, madam.
Fear. Yes, fear.
Yes.
How to cover the whole portion in one night?
Exactly. How to cover the entire portion? How can I cover it, right? What else?
No. Anxiety.
Anxiety. Yes, anxiety. Headache. Vomiting. Yes. Marks. Exactly. Marks, right? Late night studying. A lot to learn. I'm reading this from the chat messages. Okay. Stress. Okay. Yes. What else? What else?
If I score low marks, what parents will think of?
Exactly what parents will tell. Sleepless nights, fear of failure. Exactly, fear of failure. So much to learn. Nobody gets this in the mind like you comparison. What my parents will compare. Will you get that or yes or no? Yes, yes. Correct. So okay, so all of these are the things when we hear the word exam, all of this runs in our head, right? So exam stress is not a joke, correct? And especially board exam, it's not a joke. From 6th standard, schools and parents, everybody would start telling 10th standard is board exam. Board exam is coming, 10th is board, 10th is board, correct? And that itself is very stressful, correct? And is this normal? It is very, very normal to feel that pressure. But it is also crucial. How do you find ways? அதை எப்படி நம்ம மேனேஜ் பண்ணணும்? Am I really under stress? எனக்கு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் தான் இருக்கா, ஆங்ஸைட்டி தான் இருக்கா அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சுட்டு அதை எப்படி மேனேஜ் பண்ணணுங்கிறது தான் we are going to talk about today. Okay, so where is the stress coming from? All of you said a lot of things, right? இந்த ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் எங்க இருந்து வருது? Who gives you the stress? Can you all hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you, ma'am.
Who gives the stress or where do you get the stress from?
There are messages in the chat box. Parents.
Okay, somebody is typing. Okay.
Schools. Parents.
Yes, mostly it is okay. Ourselves, yes. It's either from myself, right? Or it is from parents, or it is from school, friends. Usually friends don't stress you out, right? But sometimes நான் படிக்கவே இல்லைன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்க நல்ல மார்க்ஸ் வாங்கும்போது then you'll feel, oh my god, she said படிக்கவே இல்லைன்னு. Marks, yes. Last minute presentation, all of this, yes. Comparison, all of this gives you stress, right? So these have physical symptoms also, correct? So how many of you feel, I have headache all the time? right? If there are board exam students, me, okay. So I have, headache all the time. How many of you have this? எனக்கு கையெல்லாம் வேர்த்துரும் மேம் எனக்கு எக்ஸாம் எழுத போகும்போது when I'm studying, when I'm stressed, right? Yeah, me, right? Okay. How many of you? Yes. Today also your son complained? Yes. Okay. So sometimes, parents will feel this, right? My kid is on the bed. Anna, they are not sleeping at all, even at 2 a.m., even at, 1, they are in the bed, but they are not sleeping. Correct? How many of you bite nails when you are actually stressed? Right? How many of you know என்னோட கை காலெல்லாம் எனக்கு ஷேக் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும் மேம் மை கால் எஸ்பெஷலி கால் ஆடிட்டே இருக்கும் எனக்கு right? We have all of these physical symptoms also, correct? So this is the stress. Why? Actually, if you notice, நீங்க ப்ராப்பரா எக்ஸாம்க்கு படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கும்போது you will not be stressed at all. Yes or no? You will actually be stressed only when you are thinking about your results. Correct? Actually, when you're studying, you will not be stressed. So, உங்களுடைய expectations realistic இல்ல unrealistic expectations நம்ம எப்போ வச்சுக்கிறோமோ அப்பதான் stress அதிகமாகும். Right? I am capable of doing, 10 chapters a day, but I've been postponing, procrastinating, and suddenly, okay, tomorrow is my exam. Today, I have to sit and do all 10 chapters today. Automatically, you're going to be stressed. But these 10 chapters, if you would have split it and every day 2 chapters, maybe you would not feel that stress because the previous day you're only going through flip through. You're not actually going to study. Correct? When your expectations are very, very high and when you have unrealistic expectations, in the time you will have high stress. Correct? So, what do we do for that? We have to split. Okay? What is in my control? What is not in my control? Can someone tell me what is in your control? Or exams, what is in your control? Are there board exam students also in the group or only young kids? Learning. Yeah, learning is in your control. He says he forgot whatever he studied. Yes, learning the portions. Time, managing your time is in your control. Your attitude, yes, studying is in your control. Revising is in your control. Preparing is in your control. Putting effort, unga control irukku. Right? Yes, studying is in your control. Your attitude, your time management, all of this is in your control. What is not in your control? What is not in your control?
What are the questions that will come in the exams?
Exactly. What questions you're going to get in your exams is not in your control. Your mark is not in your control. Your rank is not in your control.
Giving twisted questions which make us to forget the answers.
Yes, sometimes twisted questions, correct? Okay, twisted questions make you forget the answers. Okay, what, some kids come and tell me, oh, you know what mood that person is going to be in when he, என்னுடைய paper correct பண்ணும்போது அவங்க வீட்டுல, சண்டை போட்டு வந்தா, then I'll get low marks, right? Is that in your control? That is not in our control, correct? So your scores or your results or your ranks or what admissions, which college am I going to be? All of that right now is not in your control, correct? So, but majority of the time, so நம்ம கண்ட்ரோல்ல இருக்கிறது எல்லாமே கோல்ஸ், நம்ம கண்ட்ரோல்ல இல்லாதது எல்லாமே dreams. Correct? We have to focus only on our goals and we need not worry about dreams. Dreams will automatically happen. But unfortunately, if you notice, நம்ம majority of your stress எல்லாமே வந்து உங்களுடைய dreams வச்சுதான். What if, right? What if I get low marks? What if I fail? What if the question paper is tough? What if, I don't do well? What if I don't cover portions? All of what you told actually is not in your control. Correct? So, in control என்ன இல்லையோ அதை வச்சு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் ஆகிறதுனால இஸ் தேர் எனி யூஸ்? நீங்க ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் ஆகி ஓவரா திங்க் பண்றதுனால உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா மார்க்ஸ் கொடுப்பாங்களா எக்ஸாம்ல? Right? Nobody will give, right? Extra யோசிக்கும் போது உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா மார்க்ஸ் வரும் அப்படின்னா all of us can together come and worry for you, but that will not happen. Correct? So let us focus only on our goals and leave the dreams later on, right? நம்ம இப்போ அதை பத்தி எல்லாம் worry பண்ண வேண்டாம். Okay? And the other thing is you have to build the right skills also. It is not just okay, நான் textbook எனக்கு வந்து நான் textbookல எனக்கு எல்லாமே தெரியும், from first page to last page I know everything, but is that enough? That is not enough. Correct? And if you are anybody sitting here who's going to board exam எழுதுற kids இங்க இருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா, I know there is no time, there is no, I cannot fail, I cannot afford to fail. Correct? But I'm already, but நான் என்னோட previous mistakes பத்தி எல்லாம் நினைச்சு worry பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா, this is not the time. Correct? And also remember, in the board exam, alone is not going to decide your future. Right? There is more, and it is your skills, your knowledge, all of this is what moving forward adellama important. Correct? So the next thing is, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'll
Yes,
proceed.
ma'am.
Yes, okay. So the other thing is, let me explain what it is. எத்தனை பேருக்கு அது ஃபீல் ஆகுதுன்னு சொல்லுங்க. எத்தனை பேர் நீங்க அதை கோ த்ரூ பண்றீங்கன்னு சொல்லுங்க. ஓகே, நம்ம மைண்ட் வந்து மங்கி மாதிரி இருக்கும் இல்லையா? So it will always keep jumping. We are, we are sitting and studying. Suddenly we'll think about the future. What if I fail? What if I don't get the best rank? What if I don't get the group I want? What if I don't get the college I want? We are thinking about the future, and then from there we jump into the past. I wish I go back and correct myself. I wish I started studying early. I wish நான் இதை பண்ணியிருக்கலாம். I wish நான் முதல்லயே ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கலாம் படிக்கிறதுக்கு. Right? How many of you go through this? Right? Yeah. A few of you raising hands? Yes. Okay. So same thing with studying also. When you're sitting and studying with, you're using a math textbook and studying. You have to sit only with your math textbook and anything related to math. But what we do is, we are doing math and suddenly we think, oh my God, I've not started English. Let me do a little bit of English and come back. அப்புறம் இங்கிலீஷ்க்கு போகும்போது அங்கிருந்து ஐயோ சயின்ஸ் நான் தொடவே இல்லையே, சயின்ஸ் லிட்டில் பிட் ஆஃப் சயின்ஸ் பண்ணலாம். கரெக்ட்? ஸோ வாட் இஸ் ஆக்சுவலி ஹேப்பனிங்? யூ டிடன்ட் டூ மேத், சயின்ஸும் பண்ணியிருக்க மாட்டீங்க, இங்கிலீஷும் பண்ணியிருக்க மாட்டீங்க. Correct? So focus on only one thing at a time, so that we are there. We are in the present moment and we are not in the past or in the future. Clear? So that is the stress. So what is this? Anxiety. Anxiety symptoms and causes. Again, I will read the symptoms. You tell me, yes, I have. No, I don't have. It is okay. Okay. Physical symptoms. In the usually 5th வரைக்கும் இருக்கிற பசங்களுக்கு அது பெருசா தெரியாது. But after 6th and 7th and 9, 10, 11, 12 வரும்போது ரொம்ப அதிகமா இருக்கும். Heartbeat எனக்கே என்னுடைய heartbeat கேக்குது மேம். Right? Sometimes it happens, right? Kirtana, you have every symptom I told you so far, Kirtana. Okay, and sweaty palms, like I told you. Headache, right? I have headache. Sometimes I have chest pain, ma'am, right? I have chest pain. Okay. Okay. Behave, that is physical symptoms. Okay, behavioral symptoms. Sometimes நீங்க பேசும்போது அம்மாவோ இல்ல அப்பாவோ இல்ல டீச்சரோ சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, எதுக்கு இவ்வளவு ஃபாஸ்டா பேசுற, ஸ்லோ டவுன், ரைட்? நம்ம ரொம்ப ஃபாஸ்டா பேசுவோம். Or it's okay, இந்த டாபிக் ரொம்ப டஃபா இருக்கு, I'll procrastinate. This alone I will do later. This alone I will do later. Okay? And என்னால ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணி படிக்கணும்னு உட்கார்ந்தா என்னால உட்காரவே முடியல மேம். ரைட்? I am like constantly நிறைய வாட்டி எந்திரிச்சு போயிட்டே இருக்கேன் நான். And I am very angry for no reason. I feel very, very angry. Okay, that is another symptom. Cognitive symptoms. Cognitive symptoms are like, I cannot concentrate. Right? I'm sitting, but I'm having so many thoughts, all unwanted thoughts. I'm getting only book open பண்ணும்போது தான் நமக்கு எல்லா தாட்ஸுமே ஞாபகம் வரும். Correct? So I have a lot of negative self-talk. எனக்கே நான் I'm a waste, I'm useless, I'm fit for nothing, I'm not doing good, all of these things. And நிறைய careless mistakes. Important 5 mark எல்லாம் கரெக்டா பண்ணிடுவீங்க, பட் ரொம்ப சில்லி மிஸ்டேக்ஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. 3 times 3 கேட்டிருந்த அந்த மேத் இதுல நம்ம 6 எழுதிட்டு வந்துடும். ரொம்ப சில்லியா இருக்கும். But only later on you will realize, when you're extremely anxious or stressed, you make such very silly mistakes. இங்க எத்தனை பேருக்கு எக்ஸாம் ஹால்குள்ள போனா எல்லாம் மறந்து போயிட்டு blank out ஆயிடும்? Lots of you. Okay, a lot of you have that, right? So I blank out. But sometimes exam hall விட்டு வெளியில வந்த உடனே I remember the answer. Correct? See, these are the cognitive symptoms. Okay? Emotional symptoms என்ன இருக்கும்னா fear. Oh, I'm scared. Exam is coming. Exam is coming. Right? So that is one fear. I feel hopeless. Okay? எனக்கு எப்பவுமே tired-ஆ இருக்கு ma'am. Always I feel tired. And I have anger issues. Mostly I will show my anger only at home. Correct? So I have a lot of anger issues. So what are all the reasons, all of these anxiety and stress, என்ன ரீசன்ஸ்னால வரும் அப்படின்னா, not many causes. என்னன்னா, fear of failure தான் main cause, right? What if I fail? That will be the main cause. And low marks வந்துட்டா என்ன பண்றது, வீட்ல யாராவது ஏதாவது கேட்டா என்ன சொல்லணும், கரெக்ட்? And perfectionism. So இப்போ இந்த toppers, I don't know if parents know this. There's one syndrome called this 99 syndrome. இந்த நார்மலா 50% வாங்குற கிட்ஸ் எல்லாம் யூஸ்வலி போர்டு எக்ஸாம் அந்த மெயின் எக்ஸாம்க்கு வரும்போது கொஞ்சம் எஃபர்ட் போட்டு 65-70 வாங்கிடுவாங்க. பட் ஆல்வேஸ் ஸ்கூல்ல டாப்பரா இருக்க பசங்க வந்து இந்த ஆங்ஷியஸ்னஸ் அண்ட் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்னால மெயின் எக்ஸாம்ல போய் மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டு வந்துருவாங்க. ஸோ விச் மீன்ஸ் அவங்க அங்க 99 எப்பவுமே வாங்குற கிட் வந்து போர்டு எக்ஸாம்ல பேனிக் அட்டாக்கோ ஆங்ஸைட்டி வந்தா they will only get 85%. They will lose out on a lot of marks. Right? That is because of this anxiety or stress. Okay. So what should we do to reduce it?
Ma'am, actually, when we go into the exam hall, we read the questions. They give the twisted questions. We'll forget, and sometimes I'll do the questions, and we'll compare the last question with the same question but twisted read. So I realized the mistake. Then, if I write the answer, they're telling wrong.
Is that a statement, or you're telling me what you went through?
I experienced it.
You experienced it. Okay. Yes. Sometimes it happens, right? Sometimes we read the question so fast and quickly we would have written it out. After coming out, we would have actually given the wrong answer also. Right? Sometimes it happens. Correct? So how do we reduce it? Right? So that is very important. Right? Stress is there, anxiety is there. It's very normal. But how do we reduce it? So we have to plan. How do we plan your studies? How do we have to have, we all have school timetables, right? Every day we have a timetable. So we need to have we have to have a home timetable also, right? If not, okay, in 6th and 7th and 8th and all, if you need to meditate, yes, we need to meditate also. Okay, so if you have a home timetable, maybe you can start as early as 6th standard, but at least from 9th you should have that, right? Why? Because you cannot study, the portions are going to be vast. 9th standard, 8th விட ஒரு பெரிய jump இருக்கும். So 9th portions will be vast, correct? So and 10th actually 10th is very easy. 9th is a little tough. But if you are comfortable and thorough in 9th standard portions, 10th is not very difficult. 10th, it's stressful because எல்லாரும் board exam சொல்றதுனால it is stressful. Otherwise, actually 10th is not tough. Okay? அதே மாதிரி 11th is a big jump, but 12th is not very difficult. Okay, so how do you prepare and how do you study? So you need to have a home timetable. Every day, all of you will have math till 10th standard, correct? Whether you like it or not. And எத்தனை பேருக்கு math ரொம்ப difficult? Math very difficult for me, ma'am. How many? Okay, some of you. Okay. A few of you. Okay. Right? So what we need to do is, if you're in the very younger classes, 6th and 7th, start understanding math properly. Because from the 6th and 7th math correct illena, 9th you will struggle. Right? If you're already in 9th now, okay, then at least get help. Because 10th வந்து நீங்க 6th உடைய basics எல்லாம் படிக்க முடியாது இல்லையா? So you have to start, have your foundation very strong. And from 9th and 10th onwards, what you need to do math every day, at least for an hour every day, whether you like it or not, you have to do math every day. Understand? So what happens every day if you do? So your fingers will know the answers. Okay, so usually anga ponone, oh, I know this sum, I have done this at home, right? Adu easy ah vandrum ungalku. So you have to know how to, you should practice. You cannot read math, right? You should do math. You have to have a rough notebook and you always have to do math. Okay, and the other thing is mind maps. I'm sure all of you know what mind maps are, correct? Use mind maps. Once நீங்க math all every day படிச்சிட்டீங்க, in the morning before going to school, finish math. Evening you will have only 4 other subjects, correct? Then you can see social. If you're doing social after 8th standard, 9th standard, social is not difficult, but social is vast. There is so much, 4 subjects in one subject, correct? So it is too much to remember, too much to study. Okay, so you split it in such a way. So you have mind maps, then it will become very easy. Every time textbook எடுத்து படிக்கணும்னா it will become very difficult, right? So you should always have, I'm sure you have a classwork, but if classwork இல்லாம, you should start writing, write it so many times, you can fit உங்களுடைய answers, long answers, ஒரு small postcard குள்ள fit பண்ணிடணும். Then you can have ஒரு 20 postcards இருந்தா social is over. Another 20 postcards, science is also over, right? So have postcards and study. Use colors, lot of colors. Correct? And இப்போ 10th and 12th இருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்க ஸ்கூல் வந்து நிறைய revision classes conduct பண்ணுவாங்க. Don't miss or skip any of the revision classes. Can you please mute yourself, whoever is? Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so if you have a friend, revise with a friend. Okay, not group study. Okay, one person மட்டும்தான் இருக்கணும். So when you're நீங்க உங்களுடைய ஆன்சரை அவங்களுக்கு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கீங்க, so then they understand and they are telling you another answer. So what happens? You can easily and quickly finish two answers at the same time, and it helps board exam time you in the work. This one. Parents and children, can you please mute yourself? Okay, so this is called a buddy system, study buddy system. 10 kids எல்லாம் வச்சு படிக்கிறது will not work, okay, because you'll always only talk and chit chat and you will not study. So you'll have to have only one friend. Okay, and 6th and above you can start using acronyms and mnemonics use பண்ணி படிக்கலாம், and flashcards, right? And உங்களுக்கு எந்த டைம்ல உங்களால நல்ல கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ண முடியும்னு பாருங்க. For some kids it's the morning, for some kids it's the night time, for some kids, right, எனக்கு தனியா படிச்சாதான் என்னால படிக்க முடியும், எனக்கு குரூப்ல படிச்சாதான் என்னால படிக்க முடியும். So what is your style? You need to know, right? எனக்கு ஷார்ட் ஷார்ப் குவிக்கா படிச்சு ஒரு 30 மினிட்ஸ்ல என்னால நிறைய படிக்க முடியும். இல்ல மேம் எனக்கு ஃபுல்லா ஒரு 4 hours இருந்தாதான் என்னால படிக்க முடியும். What is your style? You need to know by now. Okay, and if you are in 10th and 12th, don't have this late night habits email வேண்டாம், because board exams is coming. So by 10 o'clock you have to be in bed. Only then you are training your body so you can be fresh during your board exam. Otherwise you'll be if you're sleeping at 1 o'clock, right, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock வரைக்கும் நான் படிச்சுட்டே இருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா it will not help you. Why it will not help you? Even if you have a board exam tomorrow, இன்னைக்கு நீங்க 8 hours தூங்கிட்டு தான் போகணும். நீங்க தூங்காம போய் எக்ஸாம் ஹால்ல ஆங்ஷியஸா ஆயிட்டு பேனிக் ஆயிட்டு மயங்கி விழுந்தாலோ, whatever happens inside the exam hall, you will not be given that extra time. You are wasting your time, you are losing out on your time. So your sleep is important. That is the one reason. The other reason is, எத்தனை பேருக்கு இங்க மேம் நான் நல்லா படிச்சு எக்ஸாம் எழுதிட்டேன் and I got good marks also, but the same topic for the next revision exam நான் திருப்பி உட்கார்ந்து படிச்சாதான் எனக்கு ஞாபகம் வரும். How many of you? Right? So again, the same problem. Why? Because, okay, I see some of you are typing. Yes? Okay. Okay, a few of you, right? So, what happens here is, if you're not sleeping, whatever you studied, right, it has to process and get into your long-term memory, right? If it is not, you're not letting it happen at all, then you'll keep forgetting. So there is no use, right? Over revision ko neenga entire book திருப்பி படிச்சிட்டு இருக்க முடியாது. You are done with the topic, then you should be thorough, even for the board exam. Okay, so then you don't have to redo it again and again. Okay, so for that you have to sleep properly. Okay, before your exam you cannot miss or skip your sleep. Sleep is very, very important. Even then it is 6 to 8 hours is definitely needed. Okay, so the day before your exam, and this one is for the public exam students if you are appearing for the board exam. Okay, day before your exam, don't start உங்க friends ஓட notes வாங்கி அன்னைக்கு புதுசா ஆரம்பிக்கிறதெல்லாம் பண்ணாதீங்க. Okay, whatever you know so far, only do that. Don't do anything new on that day, right? So if you are not going to revise again and again, you will forget. That is, we have told that again, right? So work not repeated or revised is easily forgotten. Okay, and you have to know your நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன்னா உங்களுடைய concentration span எங்க எப்போ இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சுட்டு at that time you put your difficult topics and then study them. Okay, time management we did talk about. Okay, revision timetable. So what else should you do the day before your exam? அதுக்கு முன்னாடி கூட 2 weeks like I told you, உங்களுக்கு board exam எப்போமோ. For some schools, it's 9:30 to 12:30 இல்ல 10:30 to 1:30 அந்த டைம் பார்த்துக்கோங்க. அந்த டைம்ல you'll start having இப்போ study holidays கொடுத்துருவாங்க இல்லையா? So during at that time, the next 2 weeks, every day have one question paper. ஒரு pre-board paper எடுத்து வீட்டில் அம்மா அப்பா டைமர் 3-hour timer or 2-hour 45-minute timer கரெக்டாக 2-hour 45 minutesல ரிவைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. ஏன்னா so that when you are in your exam, board exam, actual board exam, you will have time to revise. Otherwise, you will not have time to revise or go through your answer sheet also. Okay? Yeah. And then on the day of the exam, on the day actual exam அன்னைக்கு உங்களுடைய pouch and stuff and எல்லாமே நீங்க previous night எடுத்து வச்சுக்கோங்க. Be it your hall ticket, be it whatever. Okay? So எல்லாமே ரெடியா எடுத்து வச்சுக்கிட்டு arrive early. Go early to that exam center. Because definitely நீங்க உங்க ஸ்கூல்ல எக்ஸாம் எழுதவே மாட்டீங்க. You will write in some other place. Okay? So be prepared for all of that. You need to know how far that place is from your place. Okay? அது actual exam date அன்னைக்கு first day போகாதீங்க. முன்னாடியே that's the parents job. Okay? Parents peak அந்த day timeல போய் பாருங்க. எவ்வளவு நேரம் ஆகுது நம்ம ஸ்கூல் அந்த ஸ்கூலுக்கு வீட்டுக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Okay? And let your kids relax. Right? So breakfast சாப்பிடாம எக்ஸாம்க்கு அனுப்பவே அனுப்பாதீங்க. ஏன்னா breakfast சாப்பிடாம அங்க போய் again exhaust ஆகி tired ஆகி ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுவாங்க. Right? Breakfast is a must and their sleep is very, very important. Okay? And activities, they can see if you want some relaxation. I want you to still talk to your friends. I want you to have a 30-minute break or 40-minute break. Get out and go play. That is perfectly fine. Okay? Yeah. So eat well, you have to eat. And அங்க எக்ஸாம் ஹால்குள்ள அந்த ஸ்கூல் கேம்பஸ்ல போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் அங்க நீங்க பாப்பீங்க நிறைய பேர் பேனிக் ஆயிட்டு இருப்பாங்க, நிறைய பேர் புக் எடுத்து படிச்சுட்டு இருப்பாங்க. So last minuteல படிக்கிறதுனால ஒண்ணும் ஏற போறது. So don't look at anybody. Okay? Forget, don't go near them because they are also panicking. You will also get that anxiety. Okay? Deep breathe எடுக்க முடிஞ்சா எடுங்க. So all of this, stay with your parents. But parents may ரொம்ப stress கொடுக்குறாங்க அப்படின்னா stand with your teachers. Your teachers will be there and teachers will not give you stress at that time. So they will know. So because you are not the first batch for them, right? So they will know. They will calm you down. So if you want to stay with your teachers, stay with your teachers. Okay? And the other thing you have to do is, if you are on Instagram, if you are on fake account, many of you will be on fake accounts. Come out of all of those things. Okay? So nobody will miss you. நீங்க ஐயோ நீங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம்ல இருக்கீங்க இல்லையா அப்படின்லாம் யாரும் 2 months உங்களை மிஸ் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. நீங்களும் பெருசா ஒன்றும் மிஸ் பண்ண மாட்டீங்க. ஓகே? So you please come out of all your social media accounts so that you have enough and more time. ஏன்னா நீங்க எனக்கு டைமே இல்லை மேம் 24 hours தான் யாராலையும் படிக்க முடியாது இல்லையா? So you need relaxation also. But that relaxation should be physical activity. போய் வெளியில விளையாடு. But instead of I don't know how many of you watch reels here. Reels, shorts, right? Most of you watch it, right? So reels and shorts is not a break. Reels and shorts is not relaxing at all. Reels and shorts பார்க்கறீங்க அப்படின்னா that is actually an addiction because nobody will watch 1 or 2 reel and stop with it. He will watch it for 30 minutes, 40 minutes பார்ப்பீங்க இல்லையா? So, and you will not even remember what was the third or fourth reel, right? So that is not relaxing at all. You can watch a program. 30-minute or program உட்கார்ந்து பார்க்கணும்னா கூட okay, but don't just keep scrolling reels and shorts. Okay? So inside the exam hall, if you are going inside the exam hall, what should you be doing? You have to first sit comfortably first. Sit comfortably. Take deep breaths. Because I'm sure a lot of you will tell you, not just CBSE, metric, any board, நீங்க எக்ஸாம் எழுதும் போது இப்போ they have become very strict. நீங்க 10:30 எக்ஸாம்க்கு you have to be inside the exam hall by 9 o'clock. Exam center, correct? Why? Because they have a lot of procedures. நீங்க நிக்கணும், உங்களை சார்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க, அப்புறம் ஃபிஸ்கிங் நடக்கும், right? Because there is no shortcut, and don't try any shortcut methods because it is not just embarrassing for you, it is embarrassing for your parents, it is embarrassing for the school, and it is a problem for you, right? They will debar you and you will not be allowed to write your exam for the next 3 years, which is not okay for you also. Okay? Don't try any shortcut methods. Instead of writing avlo effort போட்டு எழுதுறதுக்கு, you can students, can sit and study. Because last year this happened in one of the schools where the child had a small bit and that child was debarred. So the next 3 years that kid cannot write. Okay, even if you fail, you can write in the next month because they have something called compartment exam. Because they are not your teachers, right? It's some other school, some other teacher. Okay, so be very careful. Don't do such things because there is no shortcuts, and don't try all of these things. Okay, and somebody said, right? I wrote the wrong answer and came up. Don't rush. Question paper படிக்காதீங்க. Okay, take your time. Right, I will teach you one technique how, before அந்த anxiety இல்ல panic attack வராம இருக்க exam hall குள்ள என்ன பண்ணலாம்னு we will talk now. So slowly and carefully, because every word in that question paper is very important. Correct? Because அங்க questionே வந்து what are all not the things அப்படின்னு ஏதாவது கேட்டிருப்பாங்க. பட் நம்ம அந்த not மட்டும் மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டு question read பண்ணா completely wrong answer எழுதிட்டு வரும். Correct? So you have to feel very comfortable before you start writing your exam. Okay? And ரொம்ப சிம்பிளான ஆன்சர்ஸ் கண்டிப்பா இருக்கும் அதுல. அந்த சிம்பிள் ஆன்சர்ஸை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எழுதிருங்க. So that you will feel confident. Next அந்த difficult ones எழுதுறதுக்கும் கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வந்துரும் when you start writing and finish the simple ones. Okay, and don't spend too much time recalling. You 5 points இருக்கும்ல, 1 point is missing. What is that point? What is that point? அப்படின்னு don't waste too much time on recalling that answer. If you think there is one more point, எனக்கு ஏதோ மறந்துருச்சு, leave that line and go to the next one because it is a waste of time at that time. Correct? Okay. And அவங்க எல்லாரும் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா சப்ளிமெண்டரி பேப்பர்ஸ் வாங்குறாங்களே, நான் இன்னும் half the booklet கூட முடிக்கலையேன்னு நீங்க worry பண்ணாதீங்க. That is not your problem. Correct? Because you don't know what that child is going through. அவங்க என்ன எழுதுறாங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. So நீங்க அதை நினைச்சு பேனிக் ஆனீங்கன்னா you will mess up the rest of the exam. So don't even look up. Whoever is asking for supplementary paper, அவங்க 3rd, 4th, 5th கூட வாங்கட்டும். But don't worry too much about that. Okay? Because that will cause anxiety. Okay? And I'm sure உங்க ஸ்கூல்ல நிறைய சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க. You can either use color pens or cannot use color pens. Each school is different. Blue pen, black pen, all of that. Listen to your teacher's instructions and follow that one. Okay, and எல்லாரும் வந்து unruled sheetல நிறைய வரைஞ்சி practice பண்ணிருப்பீங்க. Correct? If you are in 10th and 12th or any other grade also, you know how to draw neurons or neuron and IE diagram, everything, and the biology related every diagram number unruled paperல வரைஞ்சிருப்போம். But you don't know, it's very difficult to draw on a ruled paper. So from now on, you start practicing that also. You have to practice because you will not get unruled sheets in the board exam, right? It will be ruled papers only. So it is very simple, but that is also very important because drawing an eye diagram or any diagram is tough on a rolled sheet. Practice that. Okay? So once exam hall ku poitinga enakku anxiety varudhu ma'am, only you will know, right? I'm about to faint and fall, right? So அப்படி இருக்கிற கிட்ஸ்க்கு வந்து so small tics, you will have definitely ஒரு டேபிள் இருக்கும் இல்லையா, டேபிள் or சேர்ல உட்கார்ந்துருப்பீங்க. Just hold on tight to that table or chair, right? So you come back to reality, or உங்களுக்கு நீங்களே பிஞ்ச் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. So realityக்கு வருவீங்க. ஓகே, இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு ஃபெயிண்ட் ஆகும் போதுன்னு நினைக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடியே as soon as you get into the exam hall, சிட் கம்ஃபர்டபிள்னு சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, சிட் உட்கார்ந்த உடனே இந்த பக்கம் அந்த பக்கம் ரைட் லெஃப்ட் பின்னாடி எங்கேயுமே பார்க்காம ஜஸ்ட் லுக் ஸ்ட்ரெயிட். எவ்ரி எக்ஸாம் ஹால் வில் ஹேவ் சம் 3 objects for sure. What are the 3 objects every exam hall will have?
Blackboard, table,
blackboard will be there, table will be there. What else? Or wall clock will be there. Exactly. Teacher, no, don't look at the invigilator. Don't look at the teacher. They will, that will cause more stress to you, right? Don't look at them. Look at the blackboard. Windows won't be in the front. Windows will be in the sides. So you cannot look at anything in the side. You can't look back. Okay? So, yeah. And no gestures, no கண்ணில பேசுறதெல்லாம் அங்க போய் பண்ணக்கூடாது இல்லையா? So, definitely there will be a blackboard. Definitely there will be a clock. Yes, there will be a light. All of these 3 things. We'll only focus on very simple things. We need not, learn meditation, do meditation. You will say, I cannot do meditation. Okay? Meditation, breathing exercise. Breathing exercise is very easy. But breathing exercise, நீங்க கண்ணு மூடிட்டு breathe பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லும்போது, what happens? That's when you'll get lot of thoughts at that time. Correct? but you can't be having a lot of extra unwanted thoughts inside an exam hall. That will not help you. That will only cause more stress, correct? So that's why we call this technique as it comes up. It is the mindfulness technique, and it is called 3x3. Okay, it's very simple. So focus on the first item was the first object was the blackboard, right? Blackboard மட்டும் நினைச்சுக்கோங்க. Blackboard நினைச்சிட்டு close your eyes and deep breathe, right? Deep breathingகிறது breathe in slowly for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, and breathe out through your mouth. நம்ம candle எப்படி blow பண்ணுவோம் அந்த மாதிரி we have to blow for 3 seconds. Okay, breathe in for 3 seconds, hold and breathe out 3 seconds. Just do it 3 times. Okay, because you will think only, okay, blackboard, breathe, blackboard, breathe, right? So one is the blackboard, second is the wall clock, deep breathe. Okay, and then next is the light when breathing. Okay, only 3 times நீங்க பண்ணாலே என்ன ஆகும்னா you have sent enough oxygen to your brain, so you won't feel and the panic and இதெல்லாம் ஆகாம கொஞ்சம் calm down ஆயிடும். Okay, and this works because you will not have any thoughts at that time, because you have only one object in your mind, so you will not have unwanted thoughts. Okay, this is a 3x3 and it works wonderfully. You start doing it today. இன்னைக்கு எனக்கு மேம் எனக்கு உட்கார்ந்துருக்கேன், எனக்கு படிக்கவே முடியல, do this 3x3 and then start. Okay, study any subject. Okay, that is 3x3. The next one is எனக்கு இந்த கையெல்லாம் ஷேக் ஆகும், ஸ்வெட் ஆகும், ரொம்ப ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஸா இருக்கு அப்படின்னா உங்களுடைய ஹேண்ட்ஸை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு டைட்டா க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Okay, very very tight and then release it slowly. Okay, close it very tight and then release slowly 3 to 5 times. Okay, இந்த ரெண்டு சேர்த்து செய்தாலுமே you will not spend more than 1 or 2 minutes maximum. Correct? I am okay if you waste this 1 or 2 minutes in the beginning. Exam க்கு முன்னாடியே இந்த 2 minutes waste ஆனா பரவாயில்ல. It is better than wasting 30-40 minutes during the exam. Okay, because we see every year at least 1 or 2 kids will faint and fall. So faint and fall ஆயிட்டாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டுலாம் யாரும் அவங்களுக்கு extra time கொடுக்கவே மாட்டாங்க. Okay, so which means you are wasting time. So you உங்களுக்கு extra time இருக்காது, you are already tired, you cannot get up and sit and write. So it's better to be absent rather than wasting 40 minutes in a very important exam. Correct? So you do these two before. ஏன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் யாரும் உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆன்சர் ஷீட் கொடுத்துட்டு அப்புறமா தான் உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொடுத்தாலும் 15 minutes டைம் கொடுப்பாங்க. You have lot of time for that. So do this and then start your exam. ஓகே, அண்ட் அப்படி இது எல்லாமே நீங்க ப்ரீ போர்ட் அண்ட் ரிவிஷன் எக்ஸாம்ஸ் இதுலயே பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிருங்க. ஸோ தட் இதெல்லாம் பண்ணியும் எனக்கு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் குறையவே இல்லை மேம், ஆங்ஸைட்டி குறையவே இல்லை மேம், என் கிட் இன்னமும் ஹார்ட் பெயின் இருக்கு சொல்றாங்க, செஸ்ட் பெயின் இருக்கு சொல்றாங்க, தலை வலிக்குதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டே இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா டோன்ட் வரி, கெட் ஹெல்ப். ரைட்? ஸோ உங்க ஸ்கூல்லயே கவுன்சிலர் இருந்தா தயவுசெய்து கூப்பிட்டு போங்க, இல்ல வெளியில கவுன்சிலர்ஸ் இருந்தா கூப்பிட்டு வாங்க. அண்ட் ஐ வில் ஷேர் த numbers, mind care numbers are there. So call us, get help also. Okay, so in the coping mechanism, stress ரொம்ப அதிகமா இருந்தா students, can you tell me what are all the coping mechanisms? நீங்க எனக்கு பயங்கர ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஸா இருக்கு, நான் அதுல இருந்து வெளியில வரணும்னா நான் என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணுவேன்? Can you type or answer? I do this, I do this, I do this. What all you do?
Close the eyes.
Close your eyes. Okay, what else do you do?
Drink water.
Drink water. You drink water? Okay. Older kids or parents, you can also tell how do you cope? Or that typing, dance, okay, listening to talk to my mom, okay,
Reading deeply.
We shall close our eyes to
music. I will sit silently, okay, relax. How do you relax? Somebody said I will. How do you play games, music, stop thinking? Can you stop thinking? Walk with friends. Here, listening to music, okay, cycling, okay, get out of the house, okay. Yes, see, these are all coping mechanisms. I'm asking, what do you do?
share all the things to parents.
Share all the things. Yeah, these are all the right things, right? But do we do it all the time? When we are stressed, what do we do actually?
Yes.
Yeah, deep breathing, okay. Okay, I'll give you a few things. Tell me if you do this or not, okay? Yeah, so sometimes I told you, right, in the beginning, we bite our nails. I'm extremely stressed. I bite my nails. How many? Just type yes or no. Because I read a lot of yes. Yeah, yes. Okay. So how many of you criticize yourself? So it is because of me only. I am only wrong. It is because of me. So we just blame ourselves, right? Majority of the time. Yes. Okay. So how many of you waste time? We waste time on all the unwanted things, all the unimportant things, right? Yes. Correct. And we start gossiping. How many of us tell this one? ஓ எல்லாருக்குமே எக்ஸாம் டிஃபிகல்ட் தான் எனக்கு மட்டும் இல்ல எல்லாருக்குமே டிஃபிகல்ட் எக்ஸாம் ரைட் வி ஜெனரலைஸ் இட் ரைட் and this teacher is always like that. She never gives marks to anybody. See, though it is not we didn't put effort, we will comfortably tell it is because of the teacher only. Correct? And self-harm, right? Some of you self-harm. Okay, some of us blame, right? We blame. It's because, oh, tuition teacher did not teach me properly. My math teacher is a waste. She never teaches us anything correctly. All of this, right? And sometimes when we are very stressed, we eat a lot. How many of you eat a lot? Okay. But when I say eat a lot, you will definitely not eat extra rice. You will not eat extra idli. Right? We will eat one or two, three chips packets. Right? How many of us cry when we are very sad, very stressed? Automatically. Nobody wants to cry. Right? Automatically we all cry, right? See? Okay. So these are also coping mechanisms, but these are the negative coping mechanisms. Correct? So these negative coping mechanisms will not help you. Okay, the beginning, whatever you told, what coping mechanisms are, those are the right ones. If you are already doing that, continue doing that. It can be music, it can be dancing, it can be if you have a pet, pet விளையாடுறதா இருக்கலாம், going out, talking with a friend. நீங்க இது எல்லாமே சொன்னீங்க. Talking with a friend face to face பேசலாம், இல்லைன்னா phone எடுத்து dial பண்ணி பேசணும். Okay, not typing, not chatting. That won't help you. Swimming, exactly, swimming. Okay, sometimes going to a temple and sitting it will be calming for some. They can do that. Playing, if you are interested in instruments. Okay, and எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஆங்கிரியா இருக்கு மேம், எனக்கு பஞ்ச் பண்ணணும் போல இருக்கு யாரையாவது, பஞ்சிங் பேக்ஸ், ரைட்? பட் ப்ளீஸ் டோன்ட், இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஆங்கிரி, ஐ கோயிங் டு பஞ்ச் வால்ஸ், நீங்க டோன்ட் பஞ்ச் வால்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆல், பிகாஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் கிட்ஸ் டூ தட் and that is not good for you. Because I have a client who is in 10th right now and wall punch panni, he's broken 3 of his knuckles. Okay, so with broken knuckles you can't write board exam unnecessarily. He's wasting a year because of that, right? Your anger, it's going to harm only you. Okay, nobody is going to be, and you are definitely wall vidala neenga strong kadiyadu. Okay, don't punch the walls and all. Okay, if you're so angry, you really want to punch, at least உங்க வீட்டுல ஒரு ஏதாவது உடன் இது இருந்தா அதுல நெயில் வச்சு நெயில் ஹேமர் பண்ணுங்க. Okay, that's the same effect that will give. Okay, all of these are positive coping mechanisms. Don't punch anybody, don't punch a wall, don't punch the door or mirror. All of these are very bad negative coping mechanisms. Okay, and it's going to harm only you, not anybody else. Okay, and like I told you, you have to have 8 hours of sleep, proper food. If you are actually board exam students, if you are here, please from today.
Namaste, ma'am.
Yes.
Parimala Devi, ma'am. DAV Sharda Ishwar, Koichulu.
Yes, ma'am. Namaste, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am. Late aiche. No problem.
No problem, ma'am. No problem. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so okay, 8 hours of sleep, and board exam students from now on don't eat anything outside. Okay, amma enna kudukrangalo adha mattum saapudunga till your board exams are over. Why? Because you cannot afford to fall sick now, right? So your mom knows what is healthy and what is nutritious. She will make it. Please eat only that one. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm doing that. The home, I'm doing the sums and everything I'm doing, and in the class, I'm not even able to score marks that much. What I want the marks. How, ma'am?
Okay, so what marks you want, you're not getting, but still you're working. I will answer your question in the end. Is that okay? Can I finish the session and then answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Yeah, and like somebody said, I'm stressed, go to your family and talk, because nobody else will understand more than your family members, right? So if you think, no ma'am, எனக்கு அவங்களுமே புரிஞ்சுக்க மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க, then come to us. Okay, we are here only to help and we will share the numbers also. So please don't hesitate. Okay, எனக்கு சுத்தமா முடியல, then tell your parents, please listen to your kids. அவங்களுக்கு முடியலங்கும் போது அவங்ககிட்ட சொல்றாங்க. Okay, so they have already tried all of it and only then coming to you. So take them seriously and give them the help they need. Okay, so can we move on to the parents? Am I still audible to all of you?
Yeah, you're audible, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So I'm moving on to the parents. Okay, so parents, if you are like, okay, எப்படியாவது என் கிட் ஐஐடி போயிடணும், எப்படியாவது என் கிட் நீட் கிராக் பண்ணிடணும், எப்படியாவது நான் ஜேஇ கிராக் பண்ணி என் சன் ஐஐடிக்கு போயிடணும்னு நீங்க விஷஸ் எல்லாம் வச்சிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா, there is one good news for you. IIT Madras has introduced a course. Actually, age is not a limit. So if you're really interested, you appear application போட்டு நீங்க entrance இருக்கும், entrance clear பண்ணிட்டு you can also go and join. Okay, so if you have that dream, please fulfill your dream. Don't dump it on your child. Okay, if they want to do it, nobody can stop them. They will put effort, they will definitely do. Correct? And உங்க kid first time board exam எழுத போறாங்க, first 10th standard first time எழுத போறாங்க அப்படின்னா, we need to empathize with the child also. It's actually not a difficult exam, but the stress is really high. So we need to understand, because we've all written board exams, we all know how it is, right? So exam itself is not difficult. So we can all do it, but we need to, we have a larger perspective, but the child does not. So we have to understand and we have to be supporting the child. Okay, so set realistic expectations, right? So even yesterday I was in one of the schools and the 12th standard kids skater. So what do you want me to tell the parents? These are the very few things. Amma, don't compare, ma'am, and don't have high hopes on me, is what one child told. Right? So have realistic expectations and trust me, all of them will do well. Correct? So it's okay. எல்லாருமே 99 வாங்க முடியாது, எல்லாருமே 100% வாங்க முடியாது. Correct? So and also the next important thing I want to tell you is focus on your needs and health. உங்களுடைய mental health நீங்க பாத்துக்கோங்க, உங்க health நீங்க பாத்துக்கோங்க, உங்க needs என்னன்னு நீங்க பாத்துக்கோங்க. Because every personக்கு ஒரு emotional need இருக்கும். கரெக்ட்? நம்மளுடைய ஃபியரை கொண்டு போய் கிட்ஸ் மேல திணிக்க முடியாது. கரெக்ட்? Majority of the parents will tell IAO board exam, right? Why should it be IAO board exam? Right? It is just another exam. We all know that, but we don't. It will come because that is your fear. You are thinking about your board exam, so you can't have that fear. அதை வந்து கிட்ஸ் மேல ரிலீஸ் பண்ணணும்னு நீங்க நினைக்க கூடாது. Okay, so parents should sort out, if you have a conflict, if you have a mental health conflict, you need to learn அதை எப்படி சார்ட் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு, and வீட்ல ஒரு பாசிட்டிவ் என்வாயன்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கணும். ஓகே, கிட்ஸ்க்கு நம்ம கத்திட்டே இருந்துட்டு நீ படின்னு சொன்னா it is very very difficult. Okay, so please don't let your kids carry your emotional burdens. Okay, and it is not easy at all. So stress ஒரு இந்த டாபிக் எடுத்தா வீட்டுல ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் வரும், வீட்டுல சண்டை வரும்னு உங்களுக்கு தோணுச்சுன்னா, வீட்டுல போர்டு எக்ஸாம் எழுதுற பசங்க இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த டாபிக்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் 2 மாசத்துக்கு ஹோல்ட்ல போட்டுருங்க. 2 months கழிச்சு நீங்க கண்டினியூ பண்ணிக்கோங்க அந்த டாபிக்ஸ். ஓகே, if it's very very important. Otherwise just ignore that topic and move forward. Okay, because your emotional state will definitely affect the kids mental health. வீட்டுல ஆல்வேஸ் சண்டை நடந்துட்டே இருக்கு அப்படின்னா மார்க்ஸ் கண்டிப்பா குறையதான் செய்யும். ஓகே, and then don't blame the child. If the reason, if it's because of us, then we need to change, right? So you need to learn, again I'm telling you, emotional burdens நம்ம தான் வச்சுக்கணும், especially during this board exam. Okay, and open communication நடக்குதா வீட்டுல? What does open communication mean? சாப்பிட்டியா, படிச்சிட்டியா, homework முடிச்சிட்டியா, right? Okay, I don't know if you're talking to me, but I cannot hear you. Okay, so open communication means it should not be judgmental. ஏதாவது அவங்க கிட்ட பேச வராங்க அப்படின்னா you have to, yes, எனக்கு overwhelmed, எனக்கு என்னால முடியவே இல்லைன்னு அவங்க சொன்னா it is okay, it is very normal நம்மளால சொல்ல முடியும், because you know it is very normal, because only your child is not going through the stress. Everybody appearing for the board exam will have the same kind of stress. Correct? அண்ட் அவங்க வந்து நிறைய பேரண்ட்ஸ் என்கிட்ட சொல்றது வந்து மேம் அவங்க irresponsible இருக்காங்க, படிக்கவே மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க, right? But actually you have to understand they are also constantly அவங்க conscious mindல they are also putting effort, they are also thinking, they are also, nobody wants to fail actually, correct, in the board exam or any exam. அவங்களுக்கும் ப்ரெஷர் இருக்கும், because they have to prove to themselves, they have to prove to their friends, they have to prove to the school, to parents, to everybody, correct? So it might look அவங்க ரொம்ப கேர்லெஸ்ஸா இருக்கிற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும், but they are actually, they are also constantly thinking, they are also in the conscious mind, they are thinking constantly. ஓகேவா? வீட்ல ஒரு சப்போர்ட்டிவ் என்வாயன்மெண்ட் கொடுங்க. நீங்க சீரியல் பார்த்துட்டே இருந்துட்டு அவங்கள படிக்கணும்னு எதிர்பார்க்காதீங்க. ஓகே, நான் கிட்ஸ் கிட்ட சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, சோஷியல் மீடியால இருந்து வெளியில வந்துருங்கிற மாதிரி, யூ ஷுட் ஆல்சோ கம் அவுட். இட்ஸ் நாட், ஆல் ஆஃப் அஸ் ஷுட் சப்போர்ட் them so that they can do better in their exam. It is not just the child, it is the whole family doing it for them, correct? No TV, I won't say no TV at all, but if it is this constant, from 6 or 7 in the evening till 11, ஒருத்தர் மட்டும் உட்கார்ந்து டிவி பார்த்துட்டே இருக்கிறது, then expecting the child to go to some other room and study will not work. Okay, so we have to be supportive. Okay, so yes, one, yeah, and avoid, okay, please, if you're உங்க கிட்ஸ் போன்லயே இருக்காங்க ரொம்ப நேரம் அப்படின்னா, be cautious. என்ன பண்றாங்க போன்லங்கிறத நீங்க பாருங்க. 2 o'clock வரைக்கும் போன்ல இருக்க வேண்டியதே இல்லை. Okay, talking to friends is a different thing, but chatting with a stranger or playing games online is a different thing. So these will, they are very, very addictive, and other, if that is a problem, then you have to intervene and take care of that. Okay, so that is a distraction, so you need to help them. Food, again, food is very important. Like அவங்க கிட்ட நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி, parents, you put effort. நான் கிட்ஸ் கிட்ட சொல்லுவேன், அம்மா கொடுக்கறத சாப்பிடுங்க, பட் நீங்களே ஸ்விக்கில வாங்கிக்கோன்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா it will not work, right? One of the parent should be available for the child. உங்களுக்கு வந்து இப்போ கூட உங்களால லீவ் எடுக்க முடியாது அப்படின்னா, அந்த லீவ் எல்லாம் நீங்க எதுக்கு சேர்த்து வைக்கிறீங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. Even if you're working, but now one parent should be available for the child. Okay, so no other choice. You need to know எது priority பார்க்கணும். Right now, board exam போற பசங்க இருக்காங்க வீட்ல அப்படின்னா அவங்க தான் priority. Okay, not your job. And sleep, again, sleep, உங்களுடைய ஹெல்த்தும் பார்த்துக்கோங்க, and take care of the kids also. Exercise, like please ask them, வெளியில போய் ஒரு 30-40 minutes விளையாடிட்டு வந்தா தப்பே இல்லை, அனுப்புனா நீங்க you can let them play. Okay, so and mothers especially, நீங்க புதுசா யூடியூப்ல இந்த டெக்னிக்ல படிச்சா நல்ல மார்க்ஸ் வரும் அப்படி எல்லாம் நீங்க பார்த்து புதுசா எதுவும் சொல்லாதீங்க, because nothing new will work. Okay, so if they have a study pattern, let them study. If you can help, please help. ஓகே, பி தேர். உங்களால எனக்கு எப்படி மேத் எல்லாம் எனக்கு சொல்லி கொடுக்க தெரியாது, யூ டோன்ட் ஹேவ் டு டீச் மேத். ஓகே, நீங்க ஒரு 2 ஹவர்ஸ்க்கு ஒரு வாட்டி போய் நீ தண்ணி குடிச்சிக்கிட்டியா, தண்ணி குடிக்கிறியா, இல்ல ஏதாவது போட்டு கொடுக்கட்டுமா, ஒரு ஏதாவது சாப்பிடுறியா, ஸ்மால் திங்ஸ், ஜஸ்ட் நீங்க இருக்கீங்கன்னு அந்த கிட்டுக்கு தெரிஞ்சாலே போதும், டு சப்போர்ட், கரெக்ட், வெரி சிம்பிள் திங்ஸ். அண்ட் அனதர் திங் த மதர்ஸ் டூ இஸ், நான் நிறைய மதர்ஸ் பார்த்துருக்கேன், புதுசா இந்த டைம்ல மெமரி டேப்லெட்ஸ் எல்லாம் கொடுப்பீங்க, அதெல்லாமும் ஒர்க் ஆகாது. டோன்ட் கிவ் எனி ஆஃப் தோஸ், டோன்ட் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் நவ். அவங்க ரெகுலரா சாப்பிடுறது சாப்பிட்டோம், அவங்க படிக்கிற மாதிரி படிக்கட்டும், just be available for the child. Okay, and schools revision வச்சாங்கன்னா தயவுசெய்து அனுப்புங்க, because டீச்சர்ஸ்க்கு எல்லாம் they are not going to gain anything, because they are putting extra effort here, right? அவங்களுக்கு next batch already ரெடியா இருக்காங்க, but they are putting extra effort for these kids only for them to get good marks and pass and move out of school, correct? So be there, support. யாரையாவது ட்ரஸ்ட் பண்ணணும்னா இப்போதைக்கு உங்களை ஸ்கூல்ல மட்டும்தான் நீங்க ட்ரஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியும், கரெக்ட்? ஸோ ட்ரஸ்ட் த ஸ்கூல் அண்ட் ட்ரஸ்ட் யுவர் டீச்சர்ஸ், ரைட்? ஹெல்ப் கொடுக்குறாங்க அப்படின்னா கெட் தட் ஹெல்ப். ஓகே, அண்ட் அகெயின் பிசிக்கல் சிம்டம்ஸ் அவங்களுக்கு எப்படி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணணும்னு சொன்ன மாதிரி, ஐம் கோயிங் டு டெல் சம் ஆஃப் த பிசிக்கல் சிம்டம்ஸ், ஹவு யூ கேன் ஐடென்டிஃபை. உங்க கிட்ஸ்க்கு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் இருக்கா, ஆங்ஸைட்டி இருக்கான்னு நீங்க எப்படி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணணும்னு ஐ வில் டெல் யூ. ஓகே, ஸோ பேரண்ட்ஸ், ஐம் ஸ்டில் ஆடிபிள், ரைட்?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. So physical symptoms எப்படி இருக்கும்னா, பயங்கர ரொம்ப சேடா இருப்பாங்க, ரொம்ப லோ எனர்ஜியோட இருப்பாங்க. ஓகே, அகெயின் ஹெட்ஏக் சொல்லுவாங்க. நீங்க ஹெட்ஏக்னா உடனே டாக்டர் கிட்ட கூட்டு போயிருப்பீங்க, ஐ டாக்டர் கிட்ட, நியூரோ டாக்டர், எல்லா டாக்டர்ஸ்டையும் கூட்டு போனதுக்கு அப்புறமும் ஸ்கேன்ஸ் எல்லாம் நார்மல்னு சொன்னதுக்கு அப்புறமும் they still continuing chest pain and headache இருக்கு, பட் எல்லா எக்ஸாமுக்கு அப்புறம் அது ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி குறைஞ்சிரும். மீன் தட் இஸ் டெஃபினெட்லி பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ். ஓகே, நீங்க எல்லாரும் ஒரே ஃபுட்டு தான் சாப்பிட்டீங்க, பட் அந்த கிட்டுக்கு மட்டும் அப்செட் ஸ்டமக் இருக்கு, அந்த கிட்டுக்கு மட்டும் லூஸ் மோஷன்ஸ் ஆகுது, டயரியா இருக்கு, வாமிட்டிங் இருக்கு. then again it is different, definitely because of stress. Sleeplessness, தூங்கவே முடியறதில்ல, they're always awake, ma'am, then definitely. And எப்பவுமே எனக்கு மவுத் ட்ரையா இருக்குன்னு அவங்க கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, மாம்ஸ் நீங்க இதையும் நோட்டீஸ் பண்ணுங்க, அவங்க தூங்கும் போது பல்ல கிரைண்ட் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்காங்களா, ரைட்? ஆல் ஆஃப் தீஸ் ஆர் பிசிக்கல் சிம்டம்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ். ஓகே, காக்னிட்டிவ் சிம்டம்ஸ் இருக்கும், எப்பவுமே ஒரு வரி பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க, தேர் ஆல்வேஸ் வரிட். அண்ட் தாட்ஸ் வந்து டூ மச். உங்ககிட்ட பேசும்போது உங்களுக்கே தெரியும், ஏன் படப்படன்னு பேசுற அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவீங்க இல்லையா? ஸோ அண்ட் தட் ஒன் இஸ். அண்ட் ஃபர்கெட்ஃபுல்னஸ், நிறைய மறந்துடுவாங்க. ஓகே, அண்ட் தே கேன் நாட் ஃபோக்கஸ், வெரி புவர் ஜட்ஜ்மெண்ட், ரொம்ப பெசிமிஸ்ட், ரொம்ப நெகட்டிவாவே பேசிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. Okay, for a period of time, just once or twice, no, that's different. Regularly, constantly, then you have to think about it. Okay, the next, emotional symptoms. Emotional symptoms, சட்டன் கோவம் வந்துடும், எதுக்கு கோவப்படுறாங்கன்னே தெரியாது. மதர்ஸ்க்கு யூஸ்வலா வந்து மதர்ஸ் வந்து கொஞ்சம் யோசிச்சு தான் பேசுற மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஃபாதர்ஸ் கிட்ட ரொம்ப சண்டை போட மாட்டாங்க, பட் மதர்ஸ் கிட்ட ஆல்வேஸ் ஒரு வார் ஜோன் மாதிரி இருந்துட்டே இருக்கும். ஓகே, தே ஆர் ஃப்ரஸ்ட்ரேட்டட், ஆக்சுவலி ரொம்ப மூடியா இருப்பாங்க, அவங்க எப்பவுமே தனியா இருக்கணும் ட்ரை பண்ணுவாங்க. உங்ககிட்ட நீங்க பேசணும்னு போனாலுமே உங்ககிட்ட பேசணும்னு வர மாட்டாங்க. தே வாண்ட் டு ஸ்டே அவே. ஓகே, ஸோ ஆல் ஆஃப் தீஸ் திங்ஸ், இதெல்லாம் தான் சிம்டம்ஸ். எல்லா சிம்டம்ஸ்க்கும் ஒரு கிட்ட இருக்காது, பட் நான் சொன்ன எல்லா சிம்டம்ஸ்லயும் அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 4 or 5 இருக்கு ஒரு கிட்ட அப்படின்னா, தென் டெஃபினெட்லி யூ நீட் ஹெல்ப். ஓகே, யூ ஷுட் கெட் ஹெல்ப். ஓகே, அண்ட் ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ஹெல்ப், எதுக்கு நான் நிறைய வாட்டி சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ஹெல்ப் கிட்ட போங்க, யூனோ கவுன்சிலர்ஸ்ட போங்க, சைக்காலஜிஸ்ட போங்கன்னு நான் சொல்றது ஏன்னா, பிகாஸ் தே வில் கிவ் யூ ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி கொடுப்பாங்க, ஒரு சப்போர்ட் சிஸ்டம் கொடுப்பாங்க, யூனோ இட்ஸ் ஓகே. ஏன்னா சம்டைம்ஸ் மோர் தென் த ஸ்டூடெண்ட், பேரண்ட்ஸ்க்கு வேண்டி இருக்கும். யூ ஆர் மோர் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ட். ஆக்சுவலி இப்போ பாத்தீங்கன்னா 10th and 12th ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் நாட் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ட். அவங்க ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் எப்போ ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகும்னா, எக்ஸாம்லாம் முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகும். You are more stressed than your children. Okay, so நான் மூடி சொன்னேன், மூடியா இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா, I don't know how many parents here, ஒரு 8th அப்புறம் they will not let you, உங்களை ஹக் பண்ணவே விட மாட்டாங்க, பட் யூ கண்டினியூ டூயிங் தட். நீங்க ஹக் பண்ணுங்க, அவங்க வேண்டாம் புஷ் பண்ணாலும், பிகாஸ் தட் வில் காம் தெம், பட் அதை வந்து அவங்க வெளியே சொல்லவே மாட்டாங்க. ஓகே, அண்ட் சின்ன சின்ன அச்சீவ்மெண்ட்ஸ், இப்போ ரிவிஷன் எக்ஸாம்ல நல்லா பண்ணாங்கன்னா சின்ன செலிப்ரேஷன், ஒரு சின்ன ஐஸ்கிரீம் வாங்கிட்டு வந்து சாப்பிடுறது, ஒரு ஸ்மால் செலிப்ரேஷன் ஃபார் த ஃபேமிலி, நாட் பிரைபிங், நீ இது பண்ணா நான் இது வாங்கி கொடுக்குறேன், ஐம் நாட் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் தட். ஓகே, அண்ட் போர்டு எக்ஸாம் முடிச்சுட்டு வெளியே வந்த உடனே வீட்டுக்கு கூட்டிட்டு வந்துருங்க. ஈவன் த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் டோன்ட் ஸ்டே தேர் டு டிஸ்கஸ் யுவர் பேப்பர், because that will cause more anxiety and stress. Okay, ஐயோ இதா ஆன்சரா அப்படின்னு ஆரம்பிச்சாலே the next 4 exams you cannot do well, right? So don't discuss, don't do anything, because that is not going to give you any extra mark or no benefits. So get home, start that day, don't study, just relax or do whatever is needed. After food and sleep and everything, then you can sit and focus on your next exam. Correct? Parents, you have to learn நம்ம unconditional love கொடுக்கணும், whether we like it or not, they are our kids, right? We have to show unconditional love and be there for the kid, right? So if they are going to get centum and if they are the toppers, the whole world will celebrate. When they are doing bad only, they need us, correct? So we have to be available for them when they are not doing good. That is when they need us. Otherwise, what is the use? What is the difference? Right? So that is another thing. So every mostly, yes. Okay, and you all know this board exam is not the end of world. This is just a journey, right? So வெறும் board exam வச்சேன்னா not, you know how important it is, how you know how, right? So what are the don'ts, you should be doing அப்படின்னா, mark pressure, like I told you in the beginning, have realistic expectation. If you have realistic expectation, automatically that pressure won't come. Okay, don't demotivate. இதுக்குதான் நான் அன்னைக்கே சொன்னேன், இதுக்குதான் நான் இப்படி சொன்னேன், இதனால்தான் நீ வந்து, so don't say such demotivating words to them. போர்டு எக்ஸாம் இருக்கிற ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா, பேரண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கீங்கன்னா, இன்னைக்கு போய் புதுசா ஒரு கோச்சிங் கிளாஸ் எல்லாம் ஆரம்பிக்காதீங்க, தேடாதீங்க. ஓகே, and trust your kids. Don't criticize, don't compare, and don't complain. These 3 C's, please remember. Okay, don't criticize, don't compare, and don't complain. So போர்டு எக்ஸாம்ஸ் இருக்குங்கிறதுனால சோஷியலைசேஷன் 0ல இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. உங்க வீட்டுல ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா தாராளமா கூட்டிட்டு போகலாம். They can also come for a wedding, they can go for birthday parties. But tomorrow exam previous day போக வேண்டாம். But now if there is anything, socializing is nothing wrong. Okay? Every kid is unique and every kid is different. No one will know your child better than you. But academically, the teacher will know it better. But otherwise, you will know your child better. You should be involved in helping parents.
மார்க்
Please,
செஷனே அதான் அழகா
can you
சொல்லிருக்காங்க
please
மார்க்
mute yourself? Right? So your support is definitely needed for the child. So your support, your encouragement, unga interest, this will automatically ஒரு spectacular difference கொடுக்கும். அந்த child easily அவங்களுக்கு academic pressure ல இருந்து வெளியில வர்றதுக்கு this is what they need. Correct? And we all, again and again, I'm telling, this exam is definitely part of a journey. It is just a journey. It is not end of life. It is not the destination, right? So நிறைய பேரண்ட்ஸ் என்று சொல்றது வந்து நான் சொன்னா கேட்டுக்கவே மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க கரெக்ட். ஸோ வென் லைஃப் இஸ் ஃபுல் ஆஃப் லேர்னிங் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்சஸ், கரெக்ட், யூ உங்ககிட்ட கத்துக்கல அப்படின்னா லைஃப் வில் டெஃபினெட்லி டீச் தம் a lesson and they will learn. If not now, in the next few years they will definitely learn. Okay, growth will happen through success and through challenges also. So we are not worried, like at Mindcare, we are not worried only about your academic achievements. We are concerned about the overall well-being of the child and the growth of the child. Okay, so we are here only to help you, guide you. So any help, any time, we are here, we are available. So if I've come to the end of the session, and if there is any questions, concerns, I will answer your questions.
Ma'am, I have asked you on doubt, no, ma'am.
I will. Can we give some time to the parents?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, there are
Ma'am,
a
one
few things
gentle
in the chat
question
box
now.
also,
Yes.
ma'am.
It is
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Okay, my son is working very hard beyond his limits and he's getting very good marks at the beginning, but in the end, okay. Which grade is your son, ma'am? See, like I told you, ma'am, see, if he's going to study really hard and he's done and there is no sleep, he has to be consistent, right? So you have to, if you don't revise and if you don't write and practice, they will definitely forget. So that's what would be happening with your son, ma'am. So நான் நல்லா படிச்சு for exam எழுதிட்டேன் and I got really good marks. But the same chapter, if I have it like 3-4 months later, I have to start from the scratch. If that is the case, that is of no use, right? So that's why he's getting good marks in the beginning. But at the end, because in the beginning, that would have been only one chapter. But in the end, on the chapter plus 5 other chapters, it's becoming very difficult, right? So he has to start, practicing. But it's very difficult right in the beginning. But once they get the hang of it, then they will know that this is what is helping them. Right? Okay. Nowadays, how to handle with other exam preparations. Yes. See, only board exam is very difficult. Board exams, so to say, the other exams are extremely difficult for, yes, we have to empathize with them to get into a good university. Yes. I understand, ma'am. So whatever it is, even if he's preparing for JEE or any other entrance exams, but to get into a proper engineering university, if it is not a deemed university, if it is going to come under Anna University, then still the board exam marks are very important. So they have to focus whatever they prepare, their board will be their basics, ma'am. They have to focus on board. The problem is they put so much effort in the JEE exams, they 12th marks goes down. So if the 12th marks goes down, it becomes difficult to get into a good university, right? So yes, it is. I'm not telling it is easy, but how do they handle it? Because right now, JEE exams have started. So one set will be over by now. So 30th is the last day, I think. And after 30th, let them focus only on the board exam. And then they'll have a lot of time to prepare for the next exam. Right? And if it is NEET, then they'll have at least, the exams only will be in May, April, end or May. So they'll still have time. But right now, they need to focus only on the board exams. The 12th marks are very, very important for them. Okay. daughter is studying in 10th. She's going to write pre-board. She's giving 100% effect. And okay. Okay. Ma'am, like I told you, it is, yes, 100% effect, but her mark is not up to the rate. See, I'm telling you, there are kids who sit for 6 hours, 8 hours. 6 hours and 8 hours, is it effective? We don't know. So that's the reason I'm telling. They need a break, that they need a break. So if that is the marks that child is getting, see, have realistic expectations. And I understand she's putting 100% effort, but what is expected in the exam, they need to say pre-board only. Then you can ask the teacher, like, is she giving the right answers? You can get her answer sheet and see. I'm sure they would have cut marks for a reason. So then she can correct that and then go to the actual exams. Then she can correct all her mistakes. Correct. So that would be the thing we can suggest for Lakshana. Ravi, 10th standard. All right. Okay. Okay. Yes, parents, any questions, any concerns, doubts, feedbacks? Dr. Preeti, are you still there? Do we?
Yes, I am there.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, they're all quiet, so I was wondering, so if I'm still audible.
No, ma'am, because today was a more very interactive session. I think most of their queries would have been answered during the session itself. But there are some things in the chat box now. Can you please answer them?
Yes, how do we get them self-motivated? So which grade is Shivakumar? So which grade is the child? Sometimes, self-motivation, suddenly in 9th standard, you cannot expect them to be self-motivated, right? So it has to start, every day have a schedule, like 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Sometimes what happens, இன்னைக்கு எனக்கு homework illa, which means நான் இன்னைக்கு படிக்கவே வேண்டாம். Doing homework is not studying, right? Doing homework is what they have taught in school. You're actually putting it in the homework notebook every day, whether you like it or not. Like I told you, from 6th standard, this can start. Whether you like it or not, get that habit of 30-minute time in which to math பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சேன் அப்படின்னா, so you are doing, there is continuous learning is happening, right? So they'll get into that habit. See, nobody has taught them brushing and eating every day. You taught them when they were babies, but it's become a habit, right? So this is the same. So self-motivation, once they start doing it and once they start liking it, they will do it. So for that, they should like, right? So how do we bring them back from laziness? Okay. I'm not sure which grade the child is in. See, some kids say they don't want to do it because sometimes they don't even understand the topic. They don't even understand the subject. So if that is the case, then you have to intervene and get help, right? So அந்த கிட்டுக்கு உண்மையாவே எல்லாம் புரிஞ்சிட்டு படிக்க மாட்டேங்கிறாங்களா இல்ல ஒண்ணுமே புரியாம படிக்க மாட்டேங்கிறாங்களா அப்படின்னு, right? That's why that 6th and 7th standard is very, very important. So if the foundation there is a problem, then suddenly in 8th standard is the first time the child will start coming and telling, they will actually avoid math and they will come and tell you, I don't like math at all. So if that is the case, so you have to see, புரிஞ்சிருச்சு அவனுக்கு நல்லா புரியுது, பட் அதனால படிக்க மாட்டேங்கிறான் அப்படின்னா, that's a different thing. So if it is the other way, then get help. Right? Okay. How to learn physics clearly? Okay, my daughter is studying in 11th standard. Work hard, but she got low marks. Okay. See, ma'am, like the 11th standard daughter, Shanti, ma'am, 11th, like I told you, 11th is actually tough. 11th is harder than 12th. So 11th, நீங்க வெறும் போர்டு எக்ஸாம்க்கு படிக்கிறாங்களா இல்ல இன்டகிரேட்டட் ப்ரோக்ராம்ல இருக்காங்களான்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. So 11th in the beginning will be tough, ma'am. So as long as they understand the concept really well, that is good enough, right? Biology and all will be easy, but physics will be a little tough there because there will be a lot of derivations, right? If they have math irukana, I'm not sure if your daughter math illama verum physics, chemistry, biology எடுத்திருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த கிட்ஸ்க்கு physics கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமா இருக்கும். Okay, so if the math is also there, math நல்லா பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, then see, this hard work I don't understand. The kid has to understand the concept, right? So if your child has this habit of memorizing and writing, in 11th standard they will struggle. And the habit la irundhu velila vanda better, because like in 2 years and in 2 years time she will go to college. They cannot do that, right? So hard work avida, like I was telling you, a lot of revision tips, right? Putting it down in the index cards or writing formulas in the colorful and the sticky notes கிடைக்கும் இல்லையா அதில் எழுதி வால்ல ஸ்டிக் பண்ணிட்டு or mind maps use பண்ணி படிக்கிறது. So these are all different ways of remembering things because first 2 days it will be difficult and the third day they just see that card once or they will remember the answer. Right? So that is a better way for them to learn. How do you learn physics clearly? You are in 12th standard. Okay. See, you would have, there is nothing new you're going to learn now, right? Dasarathan. So you are not going to learn anything new now. There are only 100 derivations in your standard. So if you're not very clear, get help from your physics teacher. They will definitely sit and parents, others, can you please mute? Yeah. Yeah. So parents can okay. So okay. How do you learn? Yeah, physics again, derivation. So go back to your physics teacher because today you're not going to start anything new, right? So if you're not understanding, please sit with your physics teacher or you can sit with your friend. When a friend is teaching, they will, that will be easier for you to understand, right? How to make study addictive? Impossible, ma'am. Sulupriya, ma'am, it's not possible at all because I've never seen kids tell, even as adults, do we tell, I want to go back and do my work again and again, right? So we can make it interesting, right? We don't want it to become an addictive also. So we can make it interesting. That if the teacher is teaching, if the teacher knows the subject really well, automatically that subject will become very interesting, and the kid will want to study that subject more and more. Right? And we don't want any addictions, be it study addictions or substance addictions. We don't want any addictions. Right? So, and reproduce work. He's in 7th standard. Okay. He hates right. Okay. He hates putting it down. Ma'am, I don't know if it's the first. Okay. Who is this? Naren, 7th standard boy. He's able to comprehend and reproduce verbally. But finding it difficult to putting it in paper, is this the first time or he's always been like that? Because some kids find it very difficult after the pandemic. They are not able to write and they don't want to write also. So if I can see the boy, if I can talk to the boy, then I can help you, ma'am. Right?
Yes,
Hey,
ma'am.
ma'am,
So
I'm
I
Ramesh
have,
this side.
yeah.
Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I have one doubt. See, what is the expectation of the teachers who are scoring the answer sheet? So, like, they expect the students to use the same sentences that they read in the book, or they can understand the concept and reproduce
Which
whatever.
grade, sir, are you talking about?
She's in 11th standard.
Okay, in 11th standard, and see, physics and math, we cannot understand the concept and do. I mean, we have to derive it. We have to derive it. We have to work it
Yeah.
out. We have to work it out. But there are, for example, I mean, what group has the child taken, sir?
It's computer science, maths and computer
Math
science.
and
Yeah.
computer science. But math and physics, then there is no choice, right? But other things like English, I don't think English and all, they will not, you can understand and write on your own words. And eventually, we are only focusing on the board exams, right, sir? So board exams, and I would tell kids not to skip because some kids, they just skip a lot of points, like, skip the steps also. Even in physics, every step, even if you write the step, you think it's like, I don't want to waste my time. If you write that, every step is marks, every step, right? So, and board exams, usually they have these keywords, that is how, and they look for it, and they don't want how, when we were like, we used to write a lot. Actually, that's not what they expect. They want only points. They want all the important words underlined, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And whether we like it or not, handwriting still carries, like, how is it presented? Is it
Yeah,
presentable?
correct. Yeah,
Right? So,
because most of the students have this anxiety also, how to present the answer.
correct.
So that
It
is,
has to be neat and presentable, and as long as that's why I'm talking about that postcard, sir. So if it's like the maximum is 6 marks, I believe, for board exams, right? So for a 6 mark, that one side, it should only have the words, sir. So when they see those important words, 10 times they flip that postcard, right? In 1 month, they can easily flip it at least 10, 20 times. They will remember all the words. With one word, they should be able to frame that sentence.
Yeah,
correct?
correct.
So that
Yeah,
10 words is more than enough for them to get that full mark.
correct. Yeah. And framing the sentence, they can write on their own.
Yeah, definitely on their own.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to read and
But I think it differs between the CBSE and state board, ma'am. I'm not very sure
definitely,
about the
definitely.
state board.
Yes, CBSE and state board differs, sir. So
I'm talking about CBSE. Yeah.
CBSE only. Okay, okay.
Mm.
Yes, and even in state board now, recent times, if you have those keywords, right?
Yes.
They still
yes.
get the. So that's why the keywords is very, very important, and underlining. So all of that you can check with your school teachers. You can write it in. Say these things will not change in any board. So write it bold, the keywords and underline. Very simple, right?
So yes, to add on to ma'am, actually when the person goes for correction, to correct so many papers, they will not be able to read through. They will like it to be presented well. Neat handwriting will give them more pleasure in correcting, leaving all their problems aside. So neat handwriting, or if the handwriting is not neat, at least the presentation, as ma'am says, should be neat. Spacing between the lines, and then use of underline for highlighting points. That will make the teacher who is correcting more pleasure to correct the paper. So that will give an additional, definitely a better mark for anybody. As a topper too, that is what people do. More
Correct.
than what we read, how we present matters. And what is your take, ma'am, on generally how these toppers have really turned out in life? Do really marks matter at all in the society, in the system, in the world as a whole? What is your take on it to relieve the anxiety of the parents and students, that too much of emphasis and stress is being given on the marks, on the course, the college? Yes, it is important, but on a holistic perspective, what is your take on it, ma'am?
Okay. Yeah. Actually, very good question, Preeti, because we see this like there's so much pressure. Uh, Majority of the time, if I ask, the kids, even the beginning of the answers, their pressure was from parents only, not even from school, actually, right? So I'm sure all of you as parents, these marks are, yes, I'm not telling marks are not important. Kids, I'm telling you, marks are also important for you to get into if you're in 10th standard, that marks will help you get the group you want, actually, right? And in plus two, if you want to be in the best college, then you need that marks. But along with the marks, it's marks alone is not enough, right? So if there are so many kids who do amazingly well and get into IITs and get into Madras Medical College, you think they don't have stress and depressions? They have. So it is not just the marks. I want parents also and kids. It's not about academics alone. I want you to focus on the other skills also. Your attitude is important. Your skills are important, right? Even if you go to any corporates or any companies, your attitude matters. Even if you don't know that skill, they are ready to teach you. But if you have a poor attitude, you don't want to learn, you don't want to, right? Then they don't want you. Even if you are the topper, even if you have 95% in your engineering, they don't need you, right? So I'm, this life is beyond these marks and everything. So marks is needed, but mark is not everything, right? And we have seen enough such cases. So
Yes.
there are little ones also here. So I'm not talking about the other stuff, but
Yes, but definitely. But to add to the students and to the parents, as ma'am says, the attitude, the courage to face life, to focus on that, to make these exams as a stress challenger, to improve that attitude is more important. To face exams, that is the most important thing, because as we all know, world's the most history changers have never been toppers, to be frank, but they were all hardworking. They all had the attitude. Hard working is different from being scoring marks. So that ability to work hard under pressure, not lose the courage, do your best in the exam and face life as a whole. That will make people go beyond heights. So you should make the child to love the subject for the subject. That's a little difficult, but still that would make them grow more heights and become great leaders, which we expect out of the children, rather than being employed in the best company they want, or getting the school they want, or getting the college they want. You should make them look life as a whole. That's what ma'am is saying. Like, though we don't want to stress on it, to relieve anxiety and stress, life is more important than marks. So that part you should always should we not emphasize, ma'am?
We
Those
should.
students are there.
That's like only for the parents. That's why we tell, it's like they fail and you know that they are good in something else. Let them focus on that also.
But
Yes.
definitely,
Yeah.
one basic degree is important, because when we even go to greater heights, even if we are
Correct.
going to be the prime minister of a nation, we question the educational degree. So that
Correct.
is why we need to have a good degree. And
Right.
if the child wants a specific college to that they feel proud of, then we should encourage them to get the college. That's all it is. But
Correct.
always, all of these great people have always been hardworking. They have never been lazy. So that part, children cannot compromise, saying that I am good in this, but I'm not hardworking. Life will take me to great heights. No, it will not. So that is also equally important. And for any professional help, if you have any doubts which are beyond the session, which you are unable to come out in the public, both for children and parents, it may be very, very simple things, but please contact Mrs. Jyoti Kolatur in the number which is shown, or our Mind Care helpline, or our medical guidance helpline, any one of these numbers, we'll put you to the right people. And there are, ma'am, there's one big question which has been going on, how to get good marks in 7th, 7th, 7th. There are many children from 7th, ma'am.
Okay, see, okay, 7th standard. See, if you, I'm seeing that get good marks in, especially math. See, math, I'm telling you, if you're in 6th or 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th, 12th, doesn't really matter. Whether you like it or not, every day practice math, every day. So you can start with 30 minutes, okay? 30-minute parents can help, okay, the 30-minute timer has started. Start, you do your math, okay? I mean, by what happens is, like, by end of that year, you would have done so many, right? I'm not telling you you have to do in one exercise. First 3 or 4 will be the same similar kind of word problems, right? So if there is 4, just do 1 or 2, right? In 5, then 3, do only 2. Okay. So what happens is the next time you come to the same topic, you do the other 3 which you have not done, right? So by end of that year, you would have done it at least twice. Then you understand. See, for that, you have to understand the concept. If you still don't have any clarity, you're only in 7th standard, get help, understand the concept, and start practicing, right? What happens when you're practicing, you'll eventually start liking it. The reason is, if you're not good in your concepts in 6th, that's the foundation, that's the basics. 6th and 7th, if you're good, then you will love math actually. So if you like math, then all the other subjects become very easy for you. Physics becomes very, very easy for you. Correct? Again, even the 12th standard, somebody was telling how to score more marks in subjects, mainly math. Please practice, because I see a lot of kids flipping R.D. Sharma. Na math padikaren, math ella padikka mudiyadhu. Math podano, math. That's why I'm telling your fingers should know the numbers and answers. When you practice, it will automatically come. At least from now till your board exams, till your math board exam, you start and try that. Okay, in the beginning, you will be doing only 15 in 1 hour, but you should be doing at least 25 and more in 1 hour. Right? In the beginning, you'll think, oh my God, I'm only doing this much. Okay, so tomorrow what happens the next day? But don't have a phone timer next to you and do. Ask your parents, please help them. Timer portal in the next day you become, the competition will be between you and the timer. So you'll start doing more, you'll start working out faster. And if you're in 12th and if you're going for JEE exams, that helps even there, the entrance, right? In all the entrance actually. So practice math. Do math, don't read math.
Yes, yes, and to add to to add scientific perspective, the thumb has the highest representation, right? Brain registers it more.
Yes.
That is why that is why ancient wisdom says write, write, write. It's not simply to say. When you write only, it goes into the neurons, get embedded in the long-term memory. Otherwise, it will be when you read, the visual memory is short-term. The written memory is even longer term. So once writing is equal to 10 times reading. That is why, especially in maths, if you keep writing only, you will avoid silly mistakes. There has been no other magic except for writing in maths and physics, of course, for the problems, and chemistry as well. So once, as ma'am says, once somebody gets a hold of maths, they get this confidence from somewhere. They can do any subject in their life actually very well. I have been I used to be scared of maths until it came to one of my maths teachers who told that there's no other magic for maths but except for putting it again and again. And at one point, you will understand the concept. There's nothing there in it. So that's actually, ma'am says, please do practice writing. Children should be emphasized about writing with their hands, with a pen. no, that
See,
is the
again,
best thing.
what happens is when I say, okay, write and practice, உடனே நீங்க, நான் question read பண்ணேன், எல்லா answer, then that becomes boring for them. They have to copy everything from the notebook to a rough notebook. That's going to be boring. So, I'm telling you again, if you want your child to be successful, one of the parents should be available for the child. Even if you don't have to know all subjects, right? You are there, and the question புரிஞ்சிட்டு உங்களுக்கு ஸ்டோரியா சொல்லுங்க. Then it becomes very interesting, right? And then ask them to write only those words, every sentence or important word kandipa irukum, and the word mattum எழுத சொல்லுங்க. Because if you write that, then it becomes very easy in the exam hall. I wrote 4 words, right? If I remember 4 words, you will get 4 marks there, right? Because based on that words, you can make up the sentence and it becomes easier. When I'm saying write, you don't have to write the entire answer. That, social, you can't write everything. But social, again, bullet points, if it's a 6-mark answer, you have to give at least 8-9 points. Good enough. You will get full marks. Remember the words, use acronyms, build a small story around it, and then it's easy to remember. Right? Formulas, again, somebody was asking, I'm forgetting formulas. Please write it, in colorful sheets and paste it on the wall. Right? So every time you walk in that, you walk through that wall, you will see those. So yeah, this formula. It has to register. Formulas, again, you have to write.
Jyotsna is asking, even if she practices, she's not able to do it. And even if she sees the problem, still she's blank. So how does she understand concept
Which
better?
I think Jyotsna is in grade 7, I think, right? Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So
is
Jyotsna,
there actually are they? Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Preeti.
Are they allowed, I mean, to just ask you, for example, this video of YouTube videos of max concepts, in case they're not able to get access to a teacher who will teach to their understanding, do these YouTube videos are helpful? Can good content be allowed to be watched by these children? Is it?
See, the YouTubes, there are some good YouTube videos, but what happens with these kids? நீங்க உங்களுக்கு புரியல, நான் math அந்த YouTube video பார்க்கறேன், then I come back and close the YouTube, take my textbook and practice.
Max is 5 ஆப்புக்கு சொல்லுவாங்களா முடிக்கிறதுக்கு?
So that will help. But if you are going to constantly just keep watching YouTube videos, that will not help, because you have a doubt, there is nobody to explain that to you. Right? So you listen, you understand, you put it away, you come out, take your textbook and start practicing. That will help. Jyotsna, that is for you, okay? How to avoid spelling mistakes in Tamil? Okay. So, again, you have to, if you are very good in Tamil, then you have to explain to the child, because even in 10th, they ask me, ma'am, inge vandu rendu solli na poduma, moonu solli na poduma. See, that those are all basics, right? So you have to, again, practice. That's the only way.
And again, the understanding of the language and pronunciation as per the language, we are not stressing enough for the children. Tamilla kuda அந்த நாவை வந்து நம்ம ப்ரொனவுன்சியேஷன் சின்ன வயசுல இருந்தே அப்படி ஒருவேளை அவங்க 9th 10th வந்துட்டாங்க, இன்னுமே தமிழ்ல பிரச்சனை இருக்கு அப்படின்னா, தமிழ்ல அவங்களுக்கு தனியா ஒரு டியூஷனோ ஒரு டியூட்டரோ ஆக்சுவலா போடணும். ஐ மீன், who can teach Tamil for the Tamil. அத கத்துக்கிட்டாங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு ஸ்பெல்லிங் அது ஒண்ணுதான் வழி. அதுக்கு they have to understand the
because
use
actually in Tamil Nadu, we think we always நம்ம mother tongue Tamil தான் இல்லையா, so எதுக்கு tuition அப்படின்னு நினைப்போம். But see, speaking Tamil is definitely different, right? நம்ம எழுதும் போது that is not the language we are going to use. So you can actually, உங்களால முடிஞ்சா நீங்க வந்து அந்த statements வந்து be it CBSE or matriculation, it doesn't matter, ma'am. உங்களுக்கு நல்ல தமிழ் வரும் அப்படின்னா அந்த ஒரு 10 பாயிண்ட்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா அதை கொஞ்சம் சிம்பிளிஃபை பண்ணி எழுதி கொடுத்துருங்க. ஸோ அந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸை சிம்பிளிஃபை பண்ணாலுமே மார்க்ஸ் கிடைக்கும், as long as the meaning is not changed. ஸோ கொஞ்சம் காம்ப்ளிகேட்டடான ஒரு தமிழ் வேர்டு இருக்குன்னா அதுக்கு ஒரு ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணி வேற வேர்டை எழுதி நீங்க ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் மாத்தி கொடுங்க அது கிட்டுக்கு.
மேம் சொல்ற மாதிரி எல்லா டீச்சர்ஸ்க்குமே கீவேர்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் பண்ண முடியும். ஒரு கரெக்ட் பண்ண நீங்களே ஒரு டீச்சரா உட்காந்து கரெக்ட் பண்ணும்போது கீவேர்ட்ஸ் தவிர வேற எதையுமே பாக்குறதுக்கு நமக்கு டைம் பத்தாது. And
so that only 2 minutes to correct one paper. That is
one
all
paper, one full paper.
So which not telling one answer, okay? ஒரு bundle correct பண்றதுக்கே அவங்களுக்கு 2 minutes தான் இருக்கும், okay? So because I see board exams எப்படி கரெக்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க நான் பார்த்திருக்கேன். So they cannot word by word எல்லாம் படிச்சு இது பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. But English, they see grammatical mistakes எல்லாம் பார்ப்பாங்க. But science, mathல steps பார்ப்பாங்க. Science and social எல்லாம் keywords தான் பார்ப்பாங்க.
So, but என்ன ஆகும்னா children should not write stories also because அவங்க கண்ணுல கரெக்டா எது மாத்தி எழுதிருக்காங்களோ அது
Exactly.
பண்ணும். So அதனால they will have to really do it in a way that it's presented well. அந்த presentationக்கு parents கொஞ்சம் help பண்ணாங்கன்னா it will be more useful. Like because
And
parents
biology,
yeah.
10th and 12th students start practicing, drawings and all. It's so important because easily you'll get 5 marks there. So, so it has to be neat, it has to be labeled. So path only you'll get full marks.
For the child in second standard, I think they should actually ask for help, ma'am. I mean, interventional help they need because we will teach them. I think they can contact you so that you can refer to one of our experts who can teach how to teach that child.
Right. Sean, so I think you can have our number and you can please contact us. Right. So, any other questions, doubts? So, I hope the session was useful for some.
Ma'am,
It was great. Yeah. It was great, ma'am. It was really great. And I had a lot of learnings from you, ma'am. So, for my child.
Very useful.
Yes.
Yeah. Very useful tips, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have asked the doubt, no, ma'am, in the beginning. I just asked.
Yes. Can you repeat your question, please?
I'm practicing at home all the sums, what the question and answer, but when I'm going to write the exam and I'm getting the marks, what marks I'm aiming, I'm not able to get that. Why?
So were you listening to all the answers I was telling? I was answering your question also.
Yeah, I listened, but
it is not enough?
No, it's enough.
No, see, you are preparing, you're writing, but you're not getting. See, then whatever marks, okay, you are aiming for 100, you got only 85. So it means we prepared only for 85. Then it means you have to put a little more effort. Which grade are you in?
9th, ma'am.
9th standard. So any subject, right? So I'm getting only 85. Then I need to put a little. So I'm sure the teacher will give you the answer sheet, right? So take that paper and I'm sure that they have cut marks. You can go back to the teacher and ask, so what is expected here, ma'am? Why have you cut marks here? Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So she will tell you, you know what, this is not even enough. Why have you written only this? Because I don't know what answer you've written and what question they've asked, right? So you can ask the same teacher, ma'am, can you please help me? I've written this. I thought this is the correct answer. Can you please tell me what more I should add? Right? So the next time you get that question, you know that was not enough, then you have to put more there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ma'am, if there are no more questions, can we end the session, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am, for this enlightening session. And I think it would have been extremely useful for the children as well as the parents. So we will look forward to future sessions on different topics. So namaste everyone and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.